Hello, gorgeous. This is Seventh Heaven Moroccan Clay Gentle Exfoliating Mask. No artificial preservatives. Rasul clay with apricot. Take a trip to Morocco with our moisture-packed Rasul clay, crushed apricot seed, and argan shell gently buff away dead cells to reveal your soft and smooth side. So that's why you saw me rubbing it like that when I was doing it. Oh, lordy. So you rinse, which I did. Exfoliate, so yeah, yeah, and then wash afterward. Well, duh. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't say how long it has to stay, but as you can see, it's drying quickly, so I better talk about beautiful things while I can. Hello to new subscribers. I have some new subscribers, thanks to the other beautiful and kind ladies of YouTube who have been shouting me out and collabing with me, and they are a kind and generous bunch, and I love them. So if you are a new subscriber and don't know what this is, on Saturdays, most Saturdays, occasionally we skip, but on Saturdays at 1, the lovely Cheryl, Coyote, and I come to you at 1 p.m. I think I said that. And we talk about beautiful things. But first we put on a mask. And we let it do its thing while we talk to you with beautiful things. And sometimes we talk about other things. But usually there's something beautiful about what we have to say. So after you watch me, go watch her. Her name is Cheryl Coyote. I'll list her channel below. I will also put a link to her video. And Cheryl is a gorgeous woman out in California. She's an artist, a craftsperson, a chef, a gardener, and creates all sort of beauty everywhere she goes. Now I'm going to talk about the first time I ever had butter pecan ice cream. If you are new, I grew up in a 6-unit house, 6-unit apartment house that my father owned in the Woodland Heights area of Houston, which is about 5 minutes by car northwest of downtown. And when I was 5 years old, a family started living in apartment 6, named the Jones family. And the father of that family was a merchant seaman. And after they'd been living with us for a few years, he fell through a hole in the ship and passed away on the ship he was on. And so his wife, Kim, who was of Japanese ancestry from Hawaii, an American, obviously, and her 3 children were there. I think my daddy kind of daddied them a little bit. Anyway, one of the things we do about twice a year was go to downtown Houston to Borden's Ice Cream Parlor. And I will insert a photo. The best photo I could find, unfortunately, was when it blew up. It was Borden's ice cream plant, and in the front they had kind of a drugstore-like, fountain area where you could get ice cream. And anyway, that's the unfortunate photo I have. But anyway, you can see how quaint and pretty it was. There's still a bunch in here. I'm going to see if I can fold it up and snap it and put it in the refrigerator. It smells really good too, by the way. Apricots. So anyway, the kids always called him Daddy Pot because his name, our last name is Potter. My last name is Potter, and This was long before Harry Potter, by the way. But yeah, I called him Daddy. They called him Daddy Pot. And as kids will do, what's your favorite? What's your favorite? So we were there in the ice cream parlor, and Daddy Pot, Daddy, what's your favorite ice cream? What's your favorite flavor? And mine had always been vanilla. And but he said butter pecans. So all four of us kids decided to be adventurous and try butter pecan. So it would have been Gordon's, not Bluebell, but it was beyond respectable. Something about, you know, fresh. It was never even in a little carton in the grocery store and set, you know, a couple days or weeks in your refrigerator. It was fresh from the plant. And if you've never had it, it does taste kind of, the ice cream itself tastes kind of buttery and caramelly, and there's something about, I think the pecans have been roasted or something, but they've got a little kind of, I don't want to say burnt, but approaching burnt flavor to them that makes them just taste sublime. I don't remember the circumstances under which I had pineapple sherbet for the first time. But it was at home, I think. I can't remember, though, if it was like, you know, 4th of July or anything like that. But traditionally, my mother's favorite sherbet had been orange. Mine had been lime. But I decided this day to try Daddy's favorite, which was pineapple. And I'm not sure if I ever went back, because the difference with pineapple is, as opposed to orange or lime, is that there are little slivers of pineapple in there. And that just makes it ever so much better. Another thing, I mean, I don't know if this happens to all girls. I was not by any means a daddy's girl. In fact, I was a mama's girl. But he somehow used to challenge me to do things that made me want to be like Daddy. And when I was a kid, we didn't order pizza like nowadays. It wasn't, no. There wasn't a pizza parlor on every corner. You didn't call out for pizza, no. So what it was, I think my mother must have bought a frozen pizza and brought it home and cooked it. But separately, she would have bought a can of anchovies. So, of course, came the inevitable question from my daddy, do you want anchovies on your pizza? Of course, I'm going, oh, I don't know. What are anchovies? And, of course, the answer was one of these things. Oh, girl, if you don't know anchovies, you don't know nothing. No, no. Anchovies are the best. All the best people, all the brave people eat anchovies on their pizza. So I had to have been less than 12. So, you know, I think he took one anchovy and chopped it up into tiny pieces and spread it over the top of this pizza. And I've always been a little more of a saltaholic than a sweetaholic. And so, yeah, that got me. No going back. Unfortunately, now I'm vegan, and I can't have anchovies, or ice cream, or sherbet. While preparing for this video, I found out that there are a lot of things that I really enjoyed the first time I had them. So, I think I'm going to restrict myself to taste this week, and then, you know, not necessarily next week, but in some future video, we'll be doing the sight and smell and so on. There used to be a restaurant in Houston called the Hobbit Hole. And it was on a street called Montrose. No, it wasn't on Montrose. It was on South Shepherd. And it was south of Westheimer. And it was on the eastbound side of the street. I just found out that the Hobbit Hole isn't there anymore. It's now called the Hobbit Cafe, and it's somewhat yuppified. It used to be very hippy-dippy, but apparently not anymore. But I did find that they do still have my favorite sandwich on the menu, and I did find a photo of it, so I'm going to insert a photo of the Gandalf. The Gandalf, first of all, the sandwiches at the Hobbit Hole, and apparently they still are at the Hobbit Cafe, are like this. I mean, they're massive, and the brown bread is like this thick. I mean, it's very impossible for the average person to eat an entire sandwich at the Hobbit Hole. So you can count on probably taking half of it home. And for me, very difficult to eat a sandwich there at all. Either I have to cut it in fourths and squish it down, at which point half of the ingredients fall out, and then you can eat that with your fork, or just fork out part of it. It's a mess. But the Gandalf consists of, it's very simple. It's avocado, grilled, I would say, grilled or sauteed mushrooms, and melted jack cheese. And that's it. But a bunch of it. And those three flavors together are something else. They also had this other sandwich I cannot find on the menu now. And everything on that menu used to be named after some character or something in The Hobbit. But this one was, it was kind of like the Elvis thing. It was like peanut butter and banana, but I think there was something else on there too. Like maybe honey or something, but that seems not to be on their menu anymore. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the first time I had avocado sprouts. When I was in Austin, going to University of Texas, I went there as a junior. Sunday nights, if you live in a dorm, there's no food. You're encouraged to go out. Get out of there. Go out on the town and eat. And I can't remember if it was a Sunday evening meal or if it was just one day a bunch of friends and I went out on the town, on the drag. There's a thing called the drag in Austin. It's Guadalupe Street. And that's where, the co-op is, and multitude of bookstores and eating places and boutiques all catering to students. But anyway, this one was a half block off Guadalupe, and it was called The Garden. It was also a hippy-dippy thing. It was a vegetarian restaurant. And I tried the veggie sandwich. And I cannot tell you, they would not divulge the ingredients, but if I remember correctly, it had remoulade sauce on it for the condiment. And there were a lot of vegetables that had been through a food processor. The main event, I believe, being carrots, but heaven knows what else. But alfalfa sprouts were spread across this thing. And that was the first time I'd ever had an alfalfa sprout. And that was another kind of love at first sight thing, or first taste. And I still adore alfalfa sprouts. I can still eat those. I can still eat avocados too. And that is it. I have some other things written here just to give you a little taste, but I'm going to probably do scents the next time. Anyway, we are essentially dry. I've got a little spot here, a little spot here, a little spot here. Oh no, I have one more. The second time I went to Japan, it was a very small tour. I believe there were 7 of us, plus our 2 tour guides. And at one point after leaving Tokyo, before going to, or on our way to Koyasan, instead of going on the Shinkansen, we went on rural Japanese trains. And at one Japanese train station, they had apple sherbet, and it's the only, apparently the only train station in Japan, all of Japan, where you can get this apple sherbet. and it was packaged in a little plastic apple, and you take the top off and you have a little wooden spoon and you take it with you on the train. And I've never had it before or since. I've never seen it before or since. I suppose in some more sophisticated cities in the world or the country, you actually have this. But that was just sublime. Think about it. Apple sherbet. Be right back. Hi, I'm back. So I wish that I would have come in really close and showed you how wrinkled I looked. When I got in there to wash my face, I realized, oh my gosh, this mask would have been perfect for old age makeup. The way it shriveled me up and really accented all my wrinkles. I think that I'm going to try it someday. Put that mask on, and then after it completely dries, put stage makeup on over it and see if that works like I think it might. Okay, anyway. Okay, so I've washed it off, and I feel very soft, but overwhelmingly I feel very smooth. So I would agree that this is a gentle exfoliating mask. I feel like I've been gently exfoliated. Anything else? To reveal my soft and smooth side. Yes, okay. So yes, that is the result. Very nice. Okay. I like this. I'm going to fold it up, put it in the refrigerator, and finish it. Use it again. And in addition to that, I hope you enjoyed my little culinary tour through not my favorite foods necessarily, but foods that gave me a lasting impression so much that I can remember the first time I had them, and remember that first time very fondly. Anyway, I'll list Cheryl below. Go see her video too. Love y'all. Bye.